here. There are 7 hydrogens, but the only difference is that this particular hydrogen is very different from these other because of the chemical environment. So basically, you'll have 2 reaction channels, which is the abstraction of this particular hydrogen and the abstraction of these other hydrogen. So therefore, you have R1 and R2, the reaction channel. Now, in my kind of work, we do computational study, so I will not be talking about any experimental work, but just a computational part where how we tackle this kind of a problem. So first of all, what we do is that we optimize the structures, locate the transition state, and finally we confirm the transition state that we get, that it follows the minimum energy path and it connects the product to the reactant. Now, these are the methodologies that we do. We sometimes we do Gaussian 16, or sometimes we use a free software, which is the Gamesh. Now we use DFT level of calculation basis set to get a better energy. Then we use CCSD calculation, and for the rate calculation, we use the by rate, which is we wrote our own program, and there's a commercial one, which is the polyrate. Now, when we optimize the structure for this isobutyronitride, on these things, that is that they only one transition state could be located for this particular hydrogen, that is the one which is the reaction channel 1, and there are 3 transition state for the other 6 hydrogen, because this particular CH3 and that CH3 are almost the same. So therefore we have only 3 for this, but later on when we calculate the rate, we will just multiply that by 2. So therefore we have 4 transition states. Now, when we look at these transition states, we could see that, from the elongation of the bond and the breaking of the bond, we can see that, the transition state that will form more of a early transition state rather than a late transition state. Now, when we say early transition state, it means that the structure of the transition state is very much similar to that of the reactant site. Now, there is a postulate which is there in organic chemistry that when the transition state structure is more to the reactant site, then usually they are exothermic in nature. And also another thing is that from these R1 and R2, that this is the reaction channel, we saw that the abstraction of the CH, the R1 channel, right, is much more easier than the R2 channel. So after optimizing the structures, that is the TS, the reactant, the products, then we scheme out the potential energy surface. And from the potential energy surface, we can see that, yes, indeed, the R1 channel is the most favored one because it has a very low barrier height of around 0.05 kilocalorie or 0.2 kilojoules per mole, which is way below the thermal energy at 298 Kelvin. And also, not only that, that R1 is from here, that from the barrier, it means that the R1 is favorable, but even from the reaction energies, that it has a very high Gibbs-free energy enthalpy as compared to that of the R2. And also we look into the bond dissociation energy, and we have calculated that, the bond dissociation energy of the R1 channel is much more lesser than that of the R2 channel. So therefore, and as I've stated earlier, that the transition state is much more similar to that of the reactant. It means that it is an exothermic reaction. Yes, indeed, it is like that because the enthalpy shows that they are all negative in values. Now, when we move on to the rate calculation, whatever the parameters that we have calculated, such as the while optimizing, we got the partition function, everything that we have, the energy. Okay, we put it together in one of the transition state theory where we need those parameters, and we calculated the rate constant for each individual hydrogen, and the total rate constant would be the KOH, which is the sum of the R1 channel and all the other R2 channels that are there. So when we do that, we found that the rate constant that we calculated is around 1.1 into 10 power minus 12. Now, for this particular work, we have no experimental work to compare it to, but we do have these similar theoretically. And what we see here is that the isobutyronitride is more of a more substituted compound compared to the reference one. So with more increase of the CH3 substitute, it means that the rate is getting higher and higher. And when we look into the experimental one, we saw that for CH3, that is acetonitride, it is around 10 to the power minus 4 in the order of the reaction. Now, when one CH3 is being added to one of the hydrogen, then it is 10 to the power minus 13. Now, in our case, when another CH3 is being added, it is 10 to the power minus 12. So I think it follows with what the literature is given. And now we also a plot, which is the the change in the rate constant in the range of 270 to 500 Kelvin. Now, in these things, now we calculated the atmospheric lifetime, and it was found to be about 10 days that it would stay in the atmosphere, and finally it will get degraded. The radiative efficiency, it is around 0.0061, which is very less. Now, having known the radiative efficiency, we calculated the global warming potential, and in 100 years time horizon, its contribution is 0.01. Okay, as which is lesser than even that of the carbon dioxide. Now, in 100 years, carbon dioxide, if it gives a value of 1, this particular isobutyronitride is just 0.016, so it's very less. So yeah, so these are the the atmospheric inflation that we have calculated, such as the light NO3 radical. It generate another radical. Now, this radical you'll usually go barrel oxidation reaction with with oxygen molecule, I mean, and then after that it will react with an odd electron species such as NO or HO radical, and then after that it will it will keep on going. Will be all the species that could be generated from this from the radical of the isobutyronitride. Now, in one of the study, which is an experimental work, which they did it on pyrovonitride, they have schemed out of the degradation of that pyrovonitride. Now, pyrovonitride is one of the secondary product of this isobutyronitride. Now, in that particular mechanism, they have shown one particular mechanism where it degrades. But when we look at that value, if you look here, there are two values which are red in color. Those means that those steps are not merely feasible, because they have a very positive Gibbs free energy. So we have showed an alternative pathway, how it will go from that step to the other by going through the alternate way without going through that step which has a very high Gibbs free energy. So therefore, we also presented the full degradation, a mechanism of the radicals being generated in the atmosphere, having given us opportunity to present our paper here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shepam. Now, I request Gigi ma'am to post your
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
questions.
You have stated the
This is state. Yeah, this is 10 to power minus 12. Like, that is the order of the reaction.
this is the things I am asking.
These are of the
Okay,
reactions.
okay, okay. Then okay, okay. Then in one of your slide you mentioned the alkyl substitution
Yes.
increases the reactivity of the reaction. Okay. Then what is the role of stir hindrance there?
Here the hindrance actually it does not come into picture because yes, thank you. Actually, right now right now we're working on something. Because here like what we did is very selective, but now actually I just joined into in one position here in the university. Right now I'm in Portugal doing a postdoc, where like the supervisor who I'm in right now, like he actually of this actually they are mainly used as a solvent. Actually, all nitrides are used as solvent or lubricant. Actually, solvent.
Shall I proceed, ma'am? Is it audible?
Yes,
Is it audible,
please
ma'am?
go ahead.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Lena,
Is my screen
can you,
visible, ma'am?
is there any problem?
A connectivity issue, ma'am.
If
My
you
screen visible, ma'am?
have no issues, in case you have any problem, we can just connect later. Can I just call upon the next participant?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so you can fix your connection by then.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Next.
Okay, so maybe the next presentation you can take up.
Okay.
Can I ask Menaka to join, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Chairpersons, please note, it is Menaka who is going to present now. Menaka, you can present.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Menaka from Stella Maris College. I'm going to present a paper on the title Perovskite Metal Oxide Barium Zirconate Engineered for Photocatalytic Degradation of Doxycycline. These are the contents. Introduction. Why I chose metal oxide? Because they are stable, reusable catalyst with high surface area. But why I specifically chose barium zirconate? Because it has a stable perovskite structure and excellent high stability. My analyte is doxycycline. It affects the human's body, such as sorry for the interruption, ma'am. My analyte is doxycycline. It affects the human body, such as liver, skin, kidney, and brain. It widely used for bacterial infections, which includes acne, malaria, and sexually transmitted diseases. Preparation. This is my synthetic strategies. Characterization. XRD analysis. In order to determine the crystalline structure of barium zirconate, XRD analysis were conducted. The peak at 21.53 confirmed the crystal structure of barium zirconate as a cubic structure. The obtained XRD result proved that barium zirconate was obtained with high purity. These are the diffraction peaks which I got. FTIR analysis. A peak at 536 indicates the stretching vibration mode of zirconium oxygen bond. A peak at 1439 indicates the barium oxygen stretching vibration mode. A peak at 2451 indicates the absorbance of carbon dioxide from the air. Absorption peak at 3437, it represents the presence of water molecules in the material. SEM analysis. SEM images shows that the material has an irregular and rough surface. At lower magnification, it shows many small particles are attached to each other, whereas at high magnification, the particles are clearly seen in the nanometer range. Small pores and gaps are present between the particles, which indicates the porous structure. From this, we can conclude that rough surface and porous structure provides a large surface area with more active site for the interaction. Particle size represents the optimal concentration for the effective interaction between the analyte and the active site of the catalyst. At lower concentrations such as 2 ppm and 4 ppm, the number of analyte molecule is very low, so the interaction is very weak. But whereas at higher concentration, such as 6 ppm to 20 ppm, the active sites become saturated and excessive analyte molecules remains unreacted. This is the efficiency table for the effect of concentration of analyte. We tried different concentration, but degradation only observed at 5 ppm. So we proceeded with the effect of catalytic dosage. Effect of catalytic dosage. This is the efficiency table. This table shows the effect of different catalytic dosage on the photocatalytic degradation efficiency at fixed analyte concentration of 5 ppm. This is because increasing catalytic dosage to 50 mg significantly improved the efficiency to 98%. This is because number of active sites are increased, so the interaction was efficient. And we tried different catalytic dosages, but degradation efficiency only observed at 50 mg. So we proceeded with the effect of light. This table shows the effect of different light sources on photocatalytic degradation efficiency at fixed analyte concentration and optimal catalyst dosage. When both the UV and visible light are used together, the efficiency significantly increased to 98%. This is due to enhanced charge transfer which lead to a maximum degradation. So I conclude that photocatalytic degradation of doxycycline are degraded at optimal concentration is 5 ppm, optimal catalytic dosage is 50 mg, and optimal light is UV visible. These are the references I have added. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Menaka, for your nice presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you go back to that XRD slide? Okay, so in XRD, you get so many peaks, which indicates the planes in barium zirconate. So it is better if you can measure this crystalline size using Debye-Scherrer equation. Did you do that?
No, ma'am. We
Okay,
didn't
it is,
do, but in future we'll be doing that.
Okay. And then did you check the reusability of this photocatalyst?
We are processing them right now.
Okay, thank you. All the very best.
Thank you.
Hello, Menaka.
Yes, ma'am.
Your presentation was very good, and you have used barium zirconate.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is found to perovskite structure.
Sorry, ma'am, it's not audible.
You have told that it is a perovskite structure.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean? What are the compounds, or what do you mean by perovskite structure?
Ma'am, it is not audible, ma'am.
What do you mean by perovskite structure? Are you audible? Not audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got it, ma'am. A perovskite structure is specifically a crystal structure which is commonly found in many functional materials, ma'am, especially in oxides.
Okay. It is having a specific conditions for a structure to be perovskite. Do you know that?
I'm not completely sure about this, ma'am, but I'm definitely looking into it.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mrs. Sampath Krishnan Sadashiv.
Yes. Yes.
Can now present.
Yes, madam. Madam, is it visible? PPT is visible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
See, I am Dr. S. Sampath Krishnan, Professor, Department of Applied Physics, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Sri Paramatur. The title of my research paper is Growth and Characterization of 2-phenylamine paranitrophenolate Nonlinear Optical Parameters. In this paper, we are growing the crystals. First, we have to synthesize and grow the crystals, and then we are going to study the various characterization studies. See here, we are using the two precursors are used. One is the 2-phenylamine and paranitrophenols. So finally, we are getting the title component. Hereafter, we called as the title component 2ppNP. How we are going to synthesize equimolar quantities of the parent component 2-phenylamine and PN nitrophenols 99% E mark purchased E mark were dissolved in a methanol solvent of 1:1 molar ratios. Initially, the calculated amount of nitrophenols were dissolved in the methanol, and then appropriated amount of 2-phenylamine was added dropwise into the solutions. The prepared solutions were continuously stirred for about 6 hours during a magnetic stirrer to allow complete of reactions. The purity of synthesis salts was further improved by repeated recrystallization process using the methanol solvent at least 3 times. Finally, the resultant solutions was filtered using Wattman filter papers. The beaker containing solutions were closed with a perforated polyethylene sheets and kept in a constant temperature bath 35 degrees centigrade with an accuracy of plus or minus 0.01 degrees centigrade. The well-deployed single crystals of size 20 into 3 into 2 millimeter cube was harvested after growth period of 20 days. See here, the picture shows the grown crystal of 2 ppNP. Here the solvent is methanol solvent we are using it. Temperature 38 degree, pH 5.72, growth period is 15 to 20 days, and dimension of the crystal is 20 into 3 into 2 millimeter cubes. So single crystal X-ray diffractions were carried out. There's diffractions using 2 ppNP crystals was obtained using Berger Kappa single crystal X-ray diffraction methods with the lambda 0.71073 Armstrong radiations. The structure was solved by the direct of selects and refined a full matrix least square method using Selexel 97 package. Here, we are going to plot a thermal epicidal plots of 2 ppNP crystals such as and crystal packing diagram of 2 ppN. Then we are also carried out the FTIR and FT-Raman analysis to confirm the functional groups present in the single crystals we are formed. Here the major functional groups are the NH3 asymmetric symmetry in the FTIR and FT-Raman, CH stretching vibration and NO2 stretching vibration, CH deformation vibrations and NH deformation vibrations, and CH in-plane bending and C single bond C stretching vibration, C outer plane bending vibrations are observed. Here the slide shows the FTIR and FT-Raman spectrums. Then NMR analysis were carried out of the grown crystals and dissolving the powder in a simple deuterated methanol using a Berger Advanced 500 mAh spectrometer. The triplet peaks observed 2.878 ppm and 3.06 ppm attributed the proton in NH groups of 2 phenylamine rings. Yeah, multi-peaks noted at 6.627 ppm and 8.07 ppm are assigned for the CH rings hydrogens of P-N nitrophenolate. The aromatic CH groups of multi-signals appeared in 7.216 ppm and 7.295 ppm. Here, the hydrogen NMR spectral analysis confirmed the composition of 2 ppNP compounds. Next, the UV visible spectrum is studied. The optical transmissions and cutoff wavelength of the crystal was important physical parameter for the optical applications. The UV visible spectrum of 2 ppNP crystals was recorded in the wavelength ranging from 190 plus 900 nanometer using a Perkin-Elmer spectrometer. The grown 2 ppNP crystal showed higher transmissions in the wavelength from 370 to 900 nanometers, and it is confirmed that quality of the crystal is good. The large transmissions in the entire visible regions enables it to be good candidate for electro-optical applications. Optical spectrums indicate that 2 ppm has lower cutoff wavelength around 337 nanometers, and absorption is due to promotion of electron from a non-bonding n orbital to an anti-bonding pi orbital designed as pi to n pi. Photoluminescence studies were carried out for grown crystals and recorded to 300 to 500 nanometers with an excited wavelength of 280 nm using RF 530 spectrometer. From this figure, from this graph, the photoluminescence spectrums were recorded for the grown crystals RF 5301 spectrometer in the wavelength ranging from 300 to 700 nanometers with excitation of 280 nanometers. The spectrum shows 26 long, small yellow nanometers. These emissions bands originated from the one origin owing to them having a same excitation wavelength. It is suitable for optical applications. And micro hardness measurements were carried out for the single hardness. The hardness was find out 1.8544 PD per kg by Mn meter cube using the Victor hardness test. The hardness increases gradually with increasing of the load, and above 100 gram, the cracks were developed on the smooth surface of the crystals due to the release of internal stress generated by locally by indentation. Hence, it is suggested that the material may be used for device for fabrication below the applied load of 100 grams. Thermal analysis were carried out. The thermal data graph shows that endothermic peaks of 84.6 degrees centigrade from the TG curve. It is observed that there is no weight loss occurred between 30 degrees centigrade to 120 degrees centigrade. Hence shows that 2 ppm is stable up to 120 degrees centigrade. The TG curves with the detailed composition of the decomposition of the material. The first decomposition states occur 121 degree centigrade to 150 degree, corresponding to 0.71 losses, which may be attributed to loss of H2 molecules. The second stage decomposition noted between 165 degrees centigrade to 260 degree, corresponding to 66.11% and 15.8% and 10% loss, which may be removal of NO2, CO2 and CO molecules. The third order nonlinear properties of 2pm crystals were the ICAST technique. The magnitude and sign of the nonlinear refractive index N2 and nonlinear absorption coefficient beta of the crystals were calculated from the ICAST data. The monochromatic laser light 631.8 nanometer from the helium lasers was used for these studies. The plane convex lens of 22.5 centimeter focal length was used for focus the laser beam. The optical polarized 1 millimeter thickness crystal was fixed in the travel range from 1 mm. The input energy and energy transmitted by the sample were measured by using the power meters. The normalized transmittance for the positioned crystal was measured at different positions and used to calculate the third order nonlinear optical properties of the material. ICAST methods are used on the principle of spatial beam distortion and distinguishing the contribution of real and imaginary parts of the third order nonlinear optical susceptibility. Here the normal transmittance of the closed apertures, first graph indicates that. The second graph indicates that open apertures. See, these formulas are used to calculate the value of N2, that is the aperture data, and calculate the optical absorption coefficients using these formulas. And using these formulas, we are calculating, and the data are presented in these tables. Finally, I conclude that here the 2 ppm crystals was synthesized and crystals were grown by the source evaporation solution growth techniques. The crystal structure of 2 ppnp was revealed by the single crystal X-ray diffractions. The functional groups are studied with IR and Raman spectrometry. UV visible spectrum studies reveals the crystal possesses a good optical transmittance in the visible region and lower cutoff wavelength of 330 nanometers. From the UV visible studies, it is evident that 2 ppnp crystal has a wide transparency range in the entire visible and NIR range, near infrared range, with a lower cutoff wavelength of 337 nanometers. The luminescence study shows that 2 ppm crystals was exhibit a blue and yellow emissions. The decomposition states were analyzed from the thermal analysis and found that The melting point of 2 ppm NP is around 120 degrees centigrade. Hence, it is suggested the grown crystals are widely used for the optical materials. Thank you.
Thank you, Sampath.
Yes.
Okay, I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
Did you conduct any morphological study?
No, madam.
Okay.
No, madam.
Okay, if you are doing if you are taking a TEM, so you will get more information about the crystallinity of that material by analyzing the state pattern.
Okay.
So I recommend you to take the TEM.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, can you please explain the mechanism of thermal degradation or the chemical breakdown of this compound during the thermal analysis?
Yeah, when you are going to apply a load, the crystal can be withstand at only particular stage. Then afterwards, it will be start breakdown occurs.
Okay, I'm asking about the thermal breakdown, thermal
Yeah.
degradation.
At 120 degree, the thermal breakdowns will occur.
Okay. Then why you selected this compound? You are the
See,
first one who are reporting.
this is the first time we are grown the crystals,
Okay.
and then nobody is going to do it, growing this crystal, man.
Okay. Okay. For all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Hello, sir. It is a very good presentation.
Yes. Thank you,
Is it
madam.
a novel? Is it a novel work? Is it reported in the literature
It,
earlier?
it is the work was done by my student, man, PhD student.
So it is a new
Yeah,
work.
this work, yeah, it is a new work, and recently she was awarded a PhD. Still, we are not publishing the papers.
Okay. Okay, okay.
Thank you. Is there any question, madam?
No more questions.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, sir.
Lena,
Yes,
Lena,
ma'am.
can you present now?
Yes, ma'am. I'll do, ma'am. Ma'am, is my
Chairperson, please
screen
note,
visible, ma'am?
it is Lena who is going to present now.
Ma'am, is my screen visible, ma'am?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, respected chairpersons, honorable professors, and esteemed judges and on all. My name is Leena V, and I'm currently pursuing my final year MSc Chemistry at Anna Adarsh College for Women, Chennai. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to my project guide, respected Dr. Sumita A, for her valuable guidance and continuous support. Today, I'm going to present my work titled Orange Peel Powder as a Natural Bioadsorbent for Aniline Blue Dye and Interaction Study. To begin with, water pollution caused by industrial dyes has become a serious global environmental issue. According to recent studies, more than 280,000 tons of dyes are discharged into bodies every year, mainly from industrial activities. Dyes are extensively used in various industries such as textiles, plastics, paper, etc., because of their strong color stability and commercial importance. Among these dyes, aniline blue is a sulfonated triphenyl methane dye widely used in textile dyeing, biological staining, and ink industries. Aniline blue is an anionic dye containing aromatic benzene rings connected to a central carbon atom, forming a highly conjugated structures. Although it has many applications, its uncontrolled discharge causes serious environmental and health problems. For example, aniline blue is toxic to aquatic organisms and reduces sunlight penetration in water bodies, thereby disturbing photosynthesis. In addition, prolonged exposure may cause skin irritation and breathing problems in humans. Therefore, considering these harmful efforts, it becomes essential to search for eco-friendly and low-cost alternatives for dye interaction and treatment studies. This leads us to the present work where an orange peel is selected as a natural bioabsorbent for treatment of wastewater. Orange peel naturally has a porous structure which increases the available surface area for dye interaction. It also contains pectin, cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin biopolymers. Now I will move on to the materials and methods used in this study. Firstly, fresh orange peels were washed thoroughly, dried, and ground into fine powder. This orange peel powder is represented by OPP, was then added to different concentrations of aniline blue dye solution and kept on a mechanical shaker. After the interaction, the solution was filtered and used for further analysis. Now I will proceed to the results and discussion part of my presentation. To study the surface morphology of the OPP surface, some studies were carried out. We can see that the surface of OPP appears to be smooth and porous with hollow vacant sites and nano-like structures, which can act as a binding sites for dye molecules. But after adsorption, the surface becomes rough, dense, and aggregated, attached strongly to the surface. With this, some indicates the presence of pectin from OPP and aniline blue dye. In the figure, the blue color represents pectin and the red color represents the aniline blue onto the OPP surface. Next, OPP and dye molecules, UV and emission spectroscopies were performed. From the UV spectrum of aniline blue dye, we can see two characteristic peaks around 200 to 300 nanometer region, and also a peak around 620 nanometer is noticed, which is responsible for blue color of the dye due to its extended conjugation. In the after interaction with OPP figure, we can see that a slight shift in lambda max and a peak diminishing around 620 nanometer occurs. This is due to the change in the electronic environment of the dye due to its interaction with OPP. Further, emission studies of the dye were carried out, and the dye alone shows very high emission intensity around 370 nanometer. However, when the dye is mixed with OPP at different concentrations like 10 to the power minus 5 and 10 to the power minus 6, the intensity decreases significantly. This quenching confirms that the dye molecules are present in the OPP. Further, the red groups present in the OPP. In the spectrum given, red peak indicates OPP before dye adsorption and the black peak indicates OPP after dye adsorption. From the spectrum, we can observe the red peak of OPP before adsorption shows a broad band around 3300 to 3400 region, which corresponds to overstretching of hydroxyl groups from the cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin biopolymers present in OPP. The peak near 2900 region represents the CH stretching, while the band in the range of 1730 to 1600 confirming the presence of pectin in the OPP peak, which indicates the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding between OPP and the dye molecules. So these slight shifts after adsorption indicate that the finding of interaction between the pectin from OPP and aniline blue dye. In the figure, the blue color represents pectin and the red color represents the aniline blue dye. From these images, it is clearly seen that the hydrogen bonding, that is the green color line, which shows the hydrogen bonding, occurs between the functional groups of pectin and dye molecules. In addition, van der Waals forces acts as a weak surface attraction between the dye and pectin surface. This study further confirms that the dye has well interacted with the orange peel powder and absorbed onto it. Thus, I conclude my presentation by highlighting the important findings like SIM confirmed the porous surface of OPP suitable for adsorption. UV visible and emission studies showed intensity change and lambda max shift proving the dye OPP interaction. FTIR identified functional groups involved in adsorption, and also the peak shifts and intensity changes after adsorption justifies the dye binding. Molecular docking supported binding between the dye and OPP components by hydrogen bonding and van der Waals forces. Thus, I prove that orange peel powder is proposed as an eco-friendly bioadsorbent and can be considered a promising material for wastewater dye removal. This work fosters the concept of waste to waste removal and also promotes sustainable development by converting agro waste into a useful adsorbent for wastewater treatment, supporting SDG 6 and SDG 12 goals. Here are the few references which I have referred for my work. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Lina, you have presented very well.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
have few questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Have you checked the dye absorption of OPP by varying time?
That studies we didn't do, ma'am.
So it is recommended to do that. So
Definitely.
from that study, you can find out the percentage of dye absorption by OPP.
Okay, ma'am. We'll
Okay. And one more question. Then how long you can preserve this OPP for dye absorption? So each time you are preparing fresh sample, fresh OPP powder?
No, ma'am. Since dried under the sunlight, it can be used for some amount of time, ma'am. For
Some amount of time, you can weeks or months.
it can
There
be.
is a possibility of moisture absorption again.
Yes, ma'am. But for 2 or 3 months, we can use it, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Lena. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, hello Lina. In the IR spectrum, after OPP adsorption of this orange peel powder by this aniline blue dye, why it is not showing any characteristic peaks? There are NH bonds and other bonds, benzene rings.
The dye molecules and the OPP surface has happened. The broadening of the peaks is shown, ma'am. It shows the intensity decreases, ma'am, because of the interaction.
Okay. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, respected judges and all the participants. I am Geeta Sri, second year MSc Chemistry student from Stella Maris College, Chennai, affiliated to the University of Madras. Today, I will be presenting my ongoing research work titled Public Consumption Assessment and Awareness Driven Electrochemical Reduction and Photocatalytic Degradation of Caffeine using NADS-based barium aphrate. This work is carried out under the guidance of Dr. Abhika Sherwin, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry. In this presentation, I will briefly discuss the background of caffeine pollution, the public survey, green synthesis of barium aphnate, its characterizations, photocatalytic application, and finally the current status and conclusion of the work. So, caffeine is one of the most commonly consumed psychoactive substances across the world. Due to its extensive usage, caffeine enters aquatic environments to domestic wastewater, beverage industries, pharmaceutical discharges. Unfortunately, conventional wastewater treatment plants are not fully efficient in removing caffeine, so allowing it to present in wastewater bodies. So long-term exposure of caffeine-contaminated water may lead to ecological imbalance and possible health concerns. So, which makes caffeine an emerging environmental pollutant. To understand this real-time consumption and awareness, a public survey was conducted in Chennai district, Tamil Nadu, involving participants from various age group and professions. The results clearly shown high caffeine consumption, mainly through coffee, tea, and soft drinks. However, awareness regarding caffeine as a water pollutant is comparatively low. At the same time, a majority of response expressed strong support for low cost detection methods and awareness programs, indicating a clear need for monitoring and remediation strategies. Barium affinate was synthesized using a natural deep eutectic solvent, making the method green and eco-friendly. So thymol and menthol are used to perform the NADS system, followed by the addition of barium and affinate precursors under controlled stirring. After aging, filtration, washing, drying, and calcinated at 800 degrees Celsius, a white barium affinate powder was obtained. So, this synthesized route avoids toxic solvents and supports sustainable material development. The synthesized material was characterized using XRD, FDIR, SEM, and particle analysis. The XRD pattern shows sharp and intense diffraction peaks confirming the crystalline structure of barium affinate. So the observed diffraction peaks such as 110, 200, 211, 220, 310, and 321 matches well with JCPD's card number 0.750458 confirming successful phase formation. Then the FDAR analysis reveals the presence of characterization functional groups. The broad band around 3,432 centimeter inverse corresponds to OH stitching, while the peak at 2,924 centimeter is due to CH stitching. The band at 1,635 centimeter represents HOH bending, and the BAO, barium oxide, vibration around 531 centimeter inverse confirms the formation of barium affinate. Then the same analysis, same images shows agglomerate nanostructures with a rough and porous surface. Such morphology provides a high surface area which is beneficial for pollutant absorption and electron transfer, supporting both sensing and electrochemical applications. Particle size analysis, then the particle size analysis shows the single dominant peak indicating uniform distribution, and the average particle size is around 3091 nanometer, and the fitting conforms acceptable size distribution. Then the application, the photocatalytic performance of barium affinate was studied for caffeine degradation. The caffeine degradation was examined at 2, 4, 6, and 10 ppm concentrations. Maximum degradation efficiency of 54.9 was observed at 2 ppm, while other concentrations showed lower degradation efficiency. This may be due to saturation of active sites and reduced light penetration at higher concentration. The effect of differences was studied at 6 ppm caffeine concentration. Only 1% degradation was observed under UV light, while visible light showed better degradation of about 32.5%. UV visible showed moderate efficiency. These results indicate that the material responds better under visible light degradation. And also, I would like to clearly mention that this research work is still ongoing. The degradation process is being further optimized by studying different ppm concentration and catalytic dosage and light sources, etc. So, additionally, electrochemical sensing of caffeine is also currently under the process, and we request some more time to conclude the complete performance of the material, because we have another 1 month to complete this project. So we will do our best. So in conclusion, The public survey confirms high caffeine consumption with limited environmental awareness. NADS-based barium affinate was successfully synthesized using a green approach, and its structural and morphological properties were well confirmed. So, although moderate degradation was achieved, and the results are promising, and further optimization is in the progress for improved degradation and sensing efficiency. So these are the relevant reference supporting this work are listed here. So I thank you for thank you for giving me this valuable opportunity to present my work, and then I sincerely thank my guide Dr. Avika Sherlin for her continuous guidance and support throughout the study. Thank you once again to the organizing committee and the audience for your time and attention. Then I will be happy to answer the questions now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Sure, ma'am.
Geeta, you have presented in a very good manner. So I have few
Thank you.
questions. Then why you
Yes,
selected barium half knit? Is there any
yes, ma'am.
specific reason?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We chosen first perovskite because it has a metal oxygen bond. So if there is a metal oxygen bond, the absorption will be absorption should be carried out in very good manner. So we chosen particularly barium affinate because of its thermal stability and current response to these studies, ma'am.
Why thermal stability is very important in this work?
Yes, ma'am. If we conducting the synthesis in the high temperature,
Okay.
then if a catalyst is not performing well, then what is the purpose of doing the synthesis, ma'am? So we, for our study and for degradation studies, we are using UV light and most light sources which emits high radiation. So the thermal stability must be highly valid, ma'am.
You have concentrated only the thermal stability. You are not taking
No, ma'am.
consideration other
It has
properties.
various. Sorry, ma'am.
You are not bothering about other properties. You are bothering only about the thermal properties.
No, ma'am. The specific, I'm specifically mentioning the thermostability. It's also have other properties also like dielectric charge transfers, and it is very good for sensing also. So very sensitive and fast. So we have chosen for that reason also we have chosen that, ma'am.
Okay, Geeta. Then how will you find out the particle size of area half net? Is it from SEM?
Uh, yes, ma'am. First we took a stem, ma'am. Then we gone to particle size analysis, ma'am.
Then you are using that EDS using SEM, isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay. Then so it is better to calculate the crystalline size from XRD using Debye-Scherrer equation. Please do that.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, what will be the cost of hafnium chloride? Is it will be economic for the removal of caffeine from wastewater? Is it will be an economical procedure?
Yes, ma'am. It is not economic. It's bit high, but our efficiency towards the aphanium, it's to be high, ma'am. So we wanna try. If it is gives 100% efficiency, then it is better to degrade caffeine-like substance uh, in higher efficiency, ma'am. So we have chosen, and the studies were not the research gap was huge. Most of them were not did barium affinate. So we gonna try it as took it as a challenge and tried for the barium affinate, ma'am.
Caffeine being a biomolecule, it will be naturally degrading. Is it so?
Sorry, ma'am.
Caffeine being a natural molecule, it will be undergoing biodegradation by itself if you are keeping this wastewater for some time. Is it so? Then what is the need for this removing using hafnium?
Yes, ma'am. Caffeine, it's not undergo biodegradable, ma'am. If it is in a small amount, in a particular amount of water, it easily degrade. But if the tons and tons, because we have taken the survey, and we have seen many literature's reviews. So they exposed that averagely 40 tons of caffeine has been released per day, ma'am. So that much of caffeine has been excreted. So the amount is huge, the degradation is becoming less, ma'am. So by using my catalyst, the degradation may be enhanced, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. No more questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Is my screen? Just a minute. I'll share my screen, ma'am. Yeah. So my work is on phytochemical composition and larvicidal activity of essential oil. Oh, 1 second, ma'am. Okay, okay, ma'am. So, my work is on phytochemical composition and larvicidal activity of essential oil from the leaves of Phyllanthus reticulatus. So, Phyllanthus is basically the same family. This leaves, they belong to the same family like Amla. So, we were curious about the essential oil production from this plant. So, Phyllanthus reticulatus is known as Karunelli, and it is a small shrub. The fruit of the plant produces a purplish black fruit when it is ripe. And the essential oil we obtain from this plant using steam distillation method. And we characterize the essential oil using some biochemical assay as well as some FTR assay to find out what are the bioactive compounds present in the plant. So the sample was collected from a place called Ariyalur district in Tamil Nadu. And essential oil was synthesized using a double distillation method. So we wanted to know what are the volatile compounds present in the essential oil. And for that, we subjected the sample to GCMS analysis. And yes, ma'am. Uh, Slides are not moving, ma'am. Oh. Now, are you able to see, ma'am? One second, ma'am. Now, are you able to see, ma'am? Yeah, I've shared my presentation. Um, 1 second, ma'am. Now, are my slides moving? Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. So this work is on phytochemical composition and larvicidal activity of essential oil from the leaves of Phyllanthus reticulatus. This plant, Phyllanthus reticulatus, belongs to the same family as Amla. And this Phyllanthus reticulatus is a small shrub. This grows about 8 to 10 feet in height, and it is commonly found in tropical countries. And the essential oil of this compound has got many phytochemical properties. So we wanted to explore the phytochemical property and find out its application. So we tried the larvicidal activity of this compound. So initially we isolated this compound. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Full screen mode, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I've shared it in full screen mode. Now, are you able to see? Okay. So the leaves were collected from Ariyalur district, Tamil Nadu, and we use steam distillation method to collect the essential oil from this plant leaves. And after collecting the essential oil, we wanted to find out what are the volatile compounds present, and we analyzed this by using GCMS analysis, and we found that it has certain compounds called sesquiterpenoid and docosahexaenoic acid and phosphoramide. All these have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and antiviral properties. And these are the different peaks and retention time showing the separation of these compounds. That is not the separation, presence of these volatile compounds in the essential oil. And our FTIR analysis confirmed the various bonds of these phytochemicals, and it showed N double bond, C double bond, O stretching, C double bond, O stretching, and all these uh, double bonds were visible. Once again. We also performed antibacterial activity of the essential oil, both gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Like if for E. coli, which is a gram negative bacteria, the zone of inhibition was about 5 millimeter, and for a gram positive bacteria such as Bacillus subtilis, it showed a zone of inhibition of about 3 millimeter. We performed also anti-inflammatory activity for the phytochemicals present in this essential oil. For this, we had used bovine serum albumin. So we found out that the phytochemicals present in the Phyllanthus reticulatus leaf have anti-inflammatory property because the absorbance decreases as the concentration of the phytochemicals increased. So this shows that the bovine serum albumin wasn't denatured. So this shows that the phytochemicals present in the essential oil have antioxidant activity. DPPH assay. DPPH stands for 2,2-diphenyl picryl hydrazole assay. So here the DPPH acts as a stable free radical. The phytochemicals present in the essential oil scavenged the free radical, and as we can see, when the concentration increases, the inhibition also increased, showing that the phytochemicals present in the essential oil has potent antioxidant activity. Apart from that, we wanted to check this for a cell viability assay, because we wanted to take this for the application of larvicidal. That is, we wanted to use this as a mosquito repellent. So we wanted to see whether the phytochemicals present in the essential oil protects the cell or destroys the cell. So for that, we performed a cell viability assay, and for this we used the peripheral blood mononuclear cells, and we found that upon treating the cells with different concentrations of the essential oil, the cells retained their viability, and about 240 cells were retained. Apart from this, we also performed a cytotoxicity assay for which we used MTT assay. So this MTT assay, there is a compound called dimethyl tetrazolium bromide that is present in this compound, so which is basically yellow in color. So if the cells are going to be viable, what happens is NADH, dehydrogenase enzyme present in the mitochondria of these viable cell will convert this yellow compound into purple compound. So this shows that that purple compound is a formazole crystal which is insoluble. So this shows that the MTT assay also showed that the essential oil has cytoprotective effect. And as I said, as we are checking the anti-larvicidal activity of this compound, we collected mosquito larvae at different stages, and different concentrations of this essential oil was tested, and we found that it did have potential larvicidal activity. And these are some of the pictures taken using compound microscope to show that the mosquitoes were indeed dead after exposing to different concentrations of the essential oil. So the conclusion of this study is that essential oil can be extracted using double distillation method. The volatile compounds were characterized using GCMS, and other phytochemicals were characterized using FTIR, and the anti-inflammatory and antioxidant potential of this compound was tested. The cytotoxicity was tested using MTT assay, and for application we tried anti-larvicidal activity, and overall we found that Phyllanthus reticulatus essential oil has promising anti-larvicidal activity. Therefore it can be used as a compound to control mosquito population. Thank you, ma'am. Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Sujata.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. What are the volatile compounds present in this extract?
Like acid
We have seen,
compound,
we
ma'am.
haven't seen that slide.
Then
Okay.
icosanoic acid and methyl ester is present in the compound,
Among
ma'am.
these,
Apart
okay,
from that,
which one is responsible for the anti-larvicidal activity?
as we have not purified one single compound from the phytochemicals, we
Okay.
cannot pin on which compound exactly has larvicidal activity, ma'am.
Okay. Then what is the novelty of this? Or is anybody reported this earlier?
No, ma'am, they have actually not seen the studied the larvicidal activity.
Okay.
Instead, this essential oil does have anti-inflammatory activity and everything. So
Okay.
they have tried from a different genus of the same plant,
Okay.
different species. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Sujata. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I can't hear you.
We can move to the next one.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Questions didn't ask.
They asked 2-3 questions. They asked. Another ma'am was not present.
Ma'am, can you hear me? One minute. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Femina from Stella Maris College, and I'm gonna present on the topic sustainable synthesis of barium stannate nanomaterial using natural deep solvents with surfactant remediation. This work focuses on green synthesis, photocatalytic degradation of toxic surfactant SES. So, introduction. Barium stannate, BaSNO3, belongs to the peroxide family of metal oxides, which are the general formula. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, in the structure, barium occupies the A side and tin occupies the B side, forming the cubic peroxide lattice. Then barium stannate is known for its excellent chemical, optical, and catalytic properties. Because of these properties, it is widely explored for photocatalysis, senses, and environmental remediation applications. In this work, barium stannate was synthesized using an eco-friendly approach instead of conventional toxic solvents. So the synthesis of barium stannate, it was synthesized using a co-precipitation method. Barium chloride dihydrate and stannous chloride dihydrate were used as precursors. The natural deep eutectic solvents composed of thymol and menthol was employed as a green reaction medium. Sodium hydroxide was added as a buffer to facilitate the precipitation. And the use of NADS reduces the toxicity, improves sustainability, and enhances the particle formation compared to conventional solvents. Characterization XRD. The XRD analysis was carried out to confirm the crystal structure and phase purity of the synthesized barium stannate. The diffraction peaks 110, 200, 210, 211, and 220 matches well with the standard JCPDS card number, confirming the formation of barium stannate. The most intense peak at around 2 theta is equal to 30 degree corresponds to the 110 plane, indicating the cubic peroxide structure. The sharp and intense peak suggests good crystallinity. The next one is FTIR. FTIR analysis was performed to identify functional groups and bonding in barium stannate. The broad band at 3440 centimeter inverse is due to the OH stretching from absorbed moisture. The peak at 1635 centimeter inverse corresponds to bending vibration of water molecules. The band at 890 is attributed to the stannous oxide stretching vibrations, and the peaks at 656 and 493 corresponds to barium oxide and SN2O's vibrations, confirming the formation of peroxide barium stannate. SEM.
SEM analysis was used to study the surface morphology of barium stannate. The SEM images show irregularly shaped particles with strong agglomeration. These particles are closely packed, forming micron-sized secondary clusters. This agglomeration is due to the high surface energy of barium stannate nanoparticles. Such morphology is beneficial for photocatalytic application due to increased surface interaction. Particle size. Particle size analysis reveals a broad intensity distribution indicating polydispersity. However, the dominant peak appears in the micron range indicating agglomeration. The cumulative intensity curve confirms that larger agglomerates contribute most to scattering intensity. This result is consistent with SEM observation and is typical for metal oxide nanomaterials. I have chosen SDS as my analyte, sodium dodecyl sulfate. It is an anionic surfactant widely used in detergents, soaps, shampoos, and many industrial applications. Excess of SDS in water body is toxic and causes foaming and environmental pollution. Therefore, removal and detection of this SDS is environmentally significant. In the study, SDS was chosen as a target pollutant for degradation studies. First one is photocatalytic degradation, effect of light. In this study, photocatalytic degradation of SDS was investigated by varying only the light source. The photocatalytic performance of the synthesized barium stannate nanomaterial was evaluated using 10 ppm of SDS. The barium stannate reacts well with SDS molecule and gives high degradation efficiency due to the better charge separation in visible light. And whereas UV light and both UV visible light results in poor degradation than visible light. The conclusion: barium stannate nanomaterial was successfully synthesized using a sustainable natural eutectic solvent route. XRD and particle size confirms the good crystallinity of barium stannate. SEM revealed the agglomeration nanoparticles with micron-sized secondary structures. The study demonstrated the potential of NADS-assisted barium stannate as an eco-friendly material for surfactant application. And in the study, the photocatalytic degradation of SDS was investigated by varying only the light source, while all of the parameters such as catalyst dosage, SDS concentration, pH, and the reaction time were kept constant. These are the references. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Femina.
Yes.
This is a very good presentation. And you have adopted co-precipitation method for the preparation of that nanoparticle.
Yes, ma'am.
Then why you are saying this is an eco-friendly method? What is the reason behind that?
We have used NADS as a solvent, ma'am. So NADS is a non-toxic biodegradable.
Okay.
And, so that's why it is an eco-friendly method.
Have you done any calcination step in the preparation of this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
nanomaterial?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The synthesis. Yes, ma'am. Proceed.
Then what is the motive behind that calcination step? Why we are doing calcination?
Yes, ma'am. Till the drying method, hydroxide forms, and after the calcination, only the oxide forms, and it removes the impurity in the calcination process.
Okay. Then in the SEM image, we
Yes,
cannot see the scale. Then what is the scale?
This
we cannot
2
see the scale.
micrometer.
Micrometer.
Yes, micrometer.
Okay. Okay, Femina, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to one and all. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
I am Dr. Alice S. David from St. Francis College, Hyderabad. And at the outset, I would like to thank St. Aloysius College for this opportunity. And I am from the Department of Economics, and I have nothing much in common with the Department of Chemistry. But seeing the title, I had written a paper on science and technology and its impact on the assessment practices. So this is a short presentation based upon a minor research project that I am doing pertaining to the study of higher education institutions in Hyderabad and what is their contribution or what is the impact of the assessment through the influence of technology in higher educations and outcome-based education and digital assessment together. What impact does it have on the exact student community and also on higher education institutions? So I'll be presenting. Is my screen visible, ma'am? Is my Yes. So the topic of my study is science and technology in examination and assessment in higher education. So as part of my so basically we are concentrating now on outcome-based education and how digital examination together work hand in hand. So this paper focuses on examination, evaluation, and how result processing system after being digitalized is into the context of outcome-based education is benefiting the students or no. So when we talk about assessment, which plays a very crucial role in the learning teaching process, so assessment outcomes indicate the effectiveness of instructional methods, and also through the assessments, it is a pathway through which we can decide the curriculum and also plan the delivery, and also to see how best we can contribute bringing new curriculum or design or examination patterns in such a manner that it should be beneficial to the students, because assessment is a central to the quality of higher education. Earlier, if you look at the traditional examination systems in India, basically all were written exams. And after the pandemic, we have mostly moved towards digitalization of exams, online examination, and all the more now we have and continued it. If you see most of the colleges where I have been as a part of my minor research project, and also even if we look after the pandemic, we have moved towards digitalization of examination system where evaluation is done digitalized, as a result of which the entire process, which used to take enough clerical job and a lot of time consuming, and also there were chances of so much of errors happening, which is all reduced in a tremendous manner after digitalization. So after technology has come into this assessment practices, we see that assessment systems have become more structured, and technology has enabled scalability with computerized result processing and automatic error deduction. So which has made evaluation more easy. It is easier with outcome mapping. If we look at outcome-based education, basically it's a model to measure the students' learning objectives and outcomes. And once right from the process of making our curriculum, where we design our course outcomes, our program outcomes, and our program-specific outcomes, when we design our curriculum based on that, up to the time when the examination is conducted, keeping in mind the various types of exams like quizzes, skill-based exams, written examinations, all are conducted in the idea of giving outcome-based education, so that the end result is the student will have an overall development through skill enhanced based performance. But in spite of all this, we still have questions like, is this all actually adding up to the beneficial of the students, or is it actually leading to increasing faculty workload, where faculty are actually teaching with consistent amount of workload throughout the week, and additional to that, they have to map every exam, have to conduct skill-based exams, different module types of exams to reach the OBE pattern. Is it actually beneficial to conduct this study and to partake in the pattern of outcome-based education according to the NEP 2020, which is a major important part of education institutions? So at the same time, after doing so much of exercise, is it actually helping the student community? Are the student benefiting from this entire idea of outcome based education, or do they actually have any idea as to what is outcome based education? As part of my study, I have interviewed few students, and we got to know that when we say course outcomes or program specific outcomes, the student community doesn't even have an idea as to what these concepts are, though we are actually emphasizing so much, and there's so much of work done underground in the terms of administrative work and paperwork. So this paper explores to look into the attempts to see that if OBE and digital evaluation is actually beneficial to the student or to the higher education system. So the objectives of the study is to analyze the role of science and technology in reforming higher education in India, and to examine the effectiveness of OBE in measuring digital enabled assessment methods. So if you talk about science and technology in examination system, we can understand that the technology has just overtaken the entire. I have been very closely associated with the examination branch of my college, and if we see right from the curriculum design till the declaration of results, the entire thing the technology has taken over. Let it be designing of the question papers, once we give the input or registration for exams, giving of exam schedules or notification. The proctoring software enables live monitoring, and we even if we look into submission of the answer scripts to the digital examination, and after the entire process of results processing, which used to take so much time, and manually it used to take 1.5 months, 2 months, or up to 3 months for the results to be published, is now within a span of 2 weeks to 20 days, or within a span of 20 days we are able to declare the result, and errors are also minimized, improving efficiency. So once we know that the digitalization of examination has actually improved the entire scenario of conducting the examination systems, and to this, because of connecting OBE, we are able to get the entire calculation related to outcome based education through the digitalization of examinations. So and as a result of this, if you look at the assessment, we are able to get the data analytics, which gives insights about the entire class performance, and also outcomes that have been attained in the process of this entire outcome based education. This may lead to getting better curriculum advancements and a clear understanding of the what are the new things that we can bring into the academic syllabus, or also help students in which way, what is the weak areas of the students, and how they can be helped to perform better in the examinations. And also, because of outcome based education and digitalization of the examination process, for our accreditation also, we will be having data sufficient enough to be able to produce results or show timely data analytics, is to look into what is the score of our students class wise, what are the areas that they are actually weak in, where they need development, which is not actually possible through traditional examination system. So this is possible only through the modernization, through science and technology. When we bring in technology into the examination system, it helps in bringing out an overall overview, and which can work towards a betterment of curriculum and also design. Because of technology, we will be able to design different types of exams according to the needs and according to the different category of the student skills. And if we look at all this, still the question arises, like we still have questions like, is our faculty actually prepared? Though we do all the exercise related to OBE mapping, COPO mapping, we make the syllabus, we do so many revisions, but what is the end goal of it? Do the faculty themselves understand what is the meaning of this outcome based education, or the scores that we get in the paper? Or are the students actually aware, or do they just see in the core curriculum some words like outcome based education, COs, POs, PSOs, and do they have meaning to it? Or do they understand why are we conducting so many tests like skill tests, and then we have project based exams, and then we have seminar presentations as part of the curriculum? So this is the overall idea, is to make it beneficial to the student community, but also, is it actually causing a burden to the faculty? Or and does OBE actually capture the full creativity of the student? Are we, through conducting these multiple exams and through giving them grading systems and trying to map them and seeing where the strengths are they critically analytical, or are they able to only explain? Are they only in the fundamentals? Have they gone up to analyze state? So to calculate all this, by the time the child finishes the sixth semester and they are out of the college, when we get the result, what benefits is to the students? So for that, the most important thing is that we should have clarity on actually about OBE, and should the faculty also should have the exact understanding of this digitalization of examination and also the outcome based education, so that technology should help the OBE process to become simpler and effective use for optimum use. So as a base of this entire study that I'm doing, the most important thing that I would like to emphasize on this paper, being a conceptual paper, I wanted to emphasize on how important it is for education institutions for utilization of the technology in assessments, and also for the implementation of OBE as it has become mandatory for all the institutions to walk towards outcome based education. The first important thing is to enhancement of infrastructure, that they should have some examination, because if you're going to continue with the manual system of examination and try to implement OBE, all the more you need to prepare course outcomes, and you have to calculate the outcomes, you have to look at the mapping between different exams. It's quite a tedious job, it's not easy. So faculty and also institutions should actually technology. It's very easy now if the institutions can come forward and adopt learning management system, which will make this entire process automated, where we could enter scores and we could get the results. But even if we get the results, the faculty should be given training to understand what is the meaning of these results and what is the output that we have received, and what how can we benefit the students. Only if we understand the outcome of the different types of exams that we are conducting, we will be able to revise our syllabus and curriculum and make it better, and also design exams in a pattern that will benefit the students of different categories. And also we can see that the students also should receive adequate training on digital examination and orientation about outcome based education, because the students most of the time write so many exams or listen to the word called outcome based education or course outcomes or programs outcomes. Orientation programs, or teachers should be able to explain during the course curriculum introduction as to what is the end goal when a child sees program objective or program outcome, and they see, if you're going to result view with the actual outcome that has come, did the child actually grasp that, did that child actually receive that outcome, is questionable. So for them to understand where they stand or what is the benefits that they have got through the completion of the course, the students themselves should have a made easy through the digital evaluation process and digitalization of the examination process, which otherwise would have been a very tough situation. Or even now when I go to interview, I see many colleges still following manual examinations and evaluation patterns, still following manually, but trying to adopt OBE, which is very, very tedious given the workload and given the type of administrative works that faculty are expected to do. Institutions are expected to give support, and at the same time, students and faculty should receive sufficient training to implement this entire process. So in our syllabus revision, are we able to bring any of these that we are pertaining, or the results that we have observed into the students examination processes? So it's very important that institutions should evaluate and should take feedback from the students and faculty and try to look into how better we can this through the NEP 2020 and outcome based education, how best can we improve ourselves to and technology can help to make ourselves better in this higher education institutions. So thus a balanced learning centric and faculty supportive and student oriented implementation of this OBE through technology help in digital assessment is very necessary, which will help students to achieve their learning outcomes. And at the end of a graduation program, a student will be able to have an overall development where they will be able to be critically evaluate things and also analyze things, and will be able to gain many benefits from this type of a study. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice, for your informative session. Actually, this is a different topic. You have mentioned so many advantages of digitalization of exams. an outcome-based education. Then, in
Yes.
your opinion, is there any drawback for this system?
Yes, ma'am. That is what I was talking about, ma'am. The teachers, the faculty themselves, most of the colleges that I'm doing as part of my MRP, colleges have not gone into digitalization of examinations. So answer scripts are still corrected manually. And then after giving those marks, the teachers are expected to calculate this course outcomes and POs and all that manually, which is heavily time consuming. So we have technology with us, which will help us to take benefit from this benefit. So we should adopt technology which will help for objective is attained of course outcome, whatever is clearly be able to visualize it.
Then if we don't have enough if we don't have enough infrastructure facility like computer devices, then how can we conduct this digital examination for a descriptive exam?
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. I understand. In such a case, the solution that we can get, the examination can be conducted manually by a written form of examination, but the correction can be done to digitalization if we can be able to opt a learning management system which will get digitally evaluated through the learning management system, where we can input the marks and we will automatically get the entire result. So the entire idea that I'm trying to put forward here is the OBE structure or the implementation of it should not become a burden to the faculty. It should actually, through technology, be able to ease it, where teachers will be able to concentrate more on understanding that and be able to input it in the classrooms through curricular. And thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am.
Hello. Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am. This is Divya. Shall I start my presentation? Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Divya Ji. I'm from SRM Arts and Science College. I'm in the Department of Biotechnology and handling subjects is under the Biotech Department. My topic is about nutrient analysis and sensory and evaluation of plant-based yogurt beverage formulated with probiotic and an alternate approach. So, so the introduction, the probiotic fermented plant-based products are gaining a popularity and a delicious high nutrient alternatives for the traditional dairy products. As veganism has become the modernization, it is also defined as diet and a way of living that doesn't provide any food or some other products that are coming from the animal origin, like animals are cloths, cosmetic products, meat, honey, egg, and dairy products. It is also called as plant-based diet. When you come for the probiotic, the most commonly used or mainly used starter cultures are lactic acid bacteria that are obtained from many of the fermentation products. So LAB, which are included, that is Lactobacillus leuconostoc Streptococcus genera, are commonly used for fermentation, and these bacteria are isolated for my work, and they are incorporated in the incorporated in the plant-based food products. So when you're coming, these are involved. These are having well known for these fermentation is well known for the ancient techniques, and whether it will improve the nutrition and provide better taste and food safety for the support health properties. Also, the choice of the study is to make the lactose intolerant patients also can obtain the probiotic food, which will enhance the which will enhance the lactose tolerance in the patients. So the objective is isolation and identification of starter culture from various rice batter and curd samples, determination and characterization of polysaccharide production for the isolated bacteria to check out the enhancement and stability, characterization and probiotic attribute analysis of isolated bacteria, formulation and development of yogurt like probiotic beverage, from the plant material, nutrition analysis and sensory evaluation, and shelf life study for the formulated yogurt-like beverage. So this is the colonies which has been isolated from the rice batter by inoculating the rice batter sample in the MRS agar, and the pure culture of the starter culture has been isolated and purified. For the pure culture, we did gram stain, screening of bacterial carbohydrate estimation. Also, we did a biochemical characterization. If you come to see the gram, it is gram positive in nature and it was cocaine structure. Also, the biochemical characterization has showed positive for MR and methyl red and cement citrate positive, oxidase positive, and catalase positive. Also, to understand the production of carbohydrate, that is to estimate the polysaccharide production, we did an anthrone test in phenol sulfuric, which showed 875 microgram per ml for which is present inside the carbohydrate present inside the sample. Also, we did after this we did a molecular characterization to identify what type of species it is. We found that the genomic DNA isolated was subjected to PCR analysis, and we obtained a 1366 base pairs. For this, we did blast and we did a phylogenetic tree construction where we found that it is 99% similarity with Leuconostoc species and showing similarity with the Leuconostoc lactis species especially, and we coined the name as Leuconostoc lactis LAB2 bacteria. And after identification, we purified the polysaccharide to determine how much the polysaccharide production is there. So for that, we did the mass culture and ethanol purification methodology has been used, where the ethanol to the cell-free supernatant, we added thrice the volume of ethanol, and it was kept in refrigerated. After that, the pellet was centrifuged and it was dissolved in a TCA to degrade the protein, and the polysaccharide we obtained was taken for the further characterization like FTIR. In FTIR, we found that the sample is the stretchings the nanometer at each stretching, that is at 2391.73 and 2324.22 stretching peak is showing carbon double bond O and carbon hydrogen stretching with vibration, as well as 1672 and stretching at the 482, 492 and 600 nanometers has showed that the presence of alpha glucosidic bonding of the polysaccharide. This confirms the polysaccharide presence, and also we did a bile salt tolerance based on the bile salt efficiency, we can use it as a probiotic. Hence, the bile salt is a type of detergent-like substance which produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. The tolerance of the bile salt of the isolates were evaluated in the at different concentration from 0.3, 0.4, 0.75 and 1.1% bile salt. At every 1 hour, the bacterial growth has been identified. It was found the LAP2 can withstand the concentration up to bile acid. The declining of the growth is found, which shows that it can be used as a plant-based product. Also, this is the graphical representation of the bile salt tolerance. Then, when we are coming for acid tolerance, the stomach acid, when the gastrointestinal tract, the gastric juice, acidic gastric juice, how well the bacteria is withstanding. To check out that the presence of acid tolerance with the LAB was checked for 234 pH, and it was for 24 hours with a control of 7 as the pH, and every 1 hour the bacterial growth has been calculated using a growth curve analysis, through which we found that it has the ability to withstand till 4 pH and till for 24 hours and 48 hours. 24 hours it has the ability to withstand the acidic pH that bacteria is growing. This is the graphical representation for 24 hours of growth curve. All the pH value that is 1, 2, 3, 4. If when you're comparing the fourth pH is, and coming to the antibacterial against the bacteria such as Bacillus cereus, Staphylococcus aureus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Escherichia coli, and and another one Streptococcus species. We found that the Leuconostoc lactis is showing inhibition, growth inhibition, zone of inhibition to the Streptococcus species and Staphylococcus aureus. That is a pathogenic, less pathogenic bacteria, moderate pathogenic bacteria for the throat infection. That activity for that it showed up to 43. The inhibition concentration was found to be 43 microgram per ml for the EPS that we have, that is extra polysaccharide that we have purified from the LAB2 bacteria. And after finding out that this bacteria is having the efficiency of being a probiotic and it can be incorporated into the plant-based product, we formulated the probiotic plant-based yogurt like beverages, where the procedure is we soaked cotton seed. We used cotton seed and it was soaked for 6 to 8 hours overnight, and the soaked cotton seed was grounded and the milk was cotton seed milk was obtained, and using sterile muslin cloth. The extracted milk was added with 1% cocoa powder for the taste, and it was pasteurized at 80 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes in the water bath. The obtained product was stored at 4 degrees Celsius, and the milk was absent palm candy sugar as it was allowed to ferment and coagulate overnight at room temperature. It was observed that the polysaccharide that is present in the bacteria is helping in the coagulation and fermentation also. Then after overnight fermentation, we found that the yogurt is formed, and it is stored in 4 degrees Celsius and used for nutritional and sensory evaluation study. Also, we did shelf life period study for the storage efficacy. This is the process where the cotton seed was found, and we took the cotton seed milk and we prepared the yogurt with some flavoring agents like cocoa and sweeteners. We used palm form, carbohydrate, fat, sugar, protein, and energy. Also, the minerals like potassium and sodium presence also we found. The nutritional analysis so far obtained for each, for the carbohydrate content from the nutritional analysis, we found that 19.54 gram per 100 gram of carbohydrate and 1.54 gram per 100 gram of fat. Protein is 2.33 per gram per 100 gram, and the energy level is 101.34 kilocalorie per 100 gram, and sugar is 11.22 gram per 100 gram was present in the yogurt that we have given. Also, the mineral salts, we found that around 33 milligram and 65 milligram of sodium and potassium is present in the 100 grams of yogurt that we have provided. And also the sensory evaluation study, we did sensory evaluation study for appearance, color, texture, and smell, where we get a maximum score of 28, 33, 31, and 20 for the overall, which we have done for the 20 members of the member in and around our college. And this is the pie chart we have done. Further, the shelf life of the cotton seed based probiotic yogurt was done at different time period with control by keeping control. We found that the same Leuconostoc species is growing, and other than that, none other species is growing. With the control, we checked, and we did a biochemical test and gram staining analysis for each every 7 days storage, 10 days storage, and 14 days storage. So, concluding that probiotic are defined as a living organism that confer health benefits to the host when they are ingested in the sufficient amount. When plant-based yogurts were containing similar amount of protein as dairy yogurt are preferred to promote individuals because of the necessity of health maintenance and adequate protein intake. This study supports the fact of need for the development of plant-based products as an alternate for the milk products. Also, the development of plant-based products has other medicinal properties like, and they are rich in antioxidant and secondary metabolites. Also, they show antimicrobial property, which can be used as a health supplements and also a direct medications. These are the reference that I have taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya, for your nice presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any need of any preservatives for making this product?
No, until 14 days. If, as it is a natural product, we kept a 14
Okay.
days of shelf life period and it doesn't need any preservatives, ma'am. As it is kept in the fridge itself, we don't need to, even in the traveling time also, more than 2 days, it is having the shelf life and the taste is maintained. So we didn't add any preservatives in that. If in case for the long time preservation means we can add preservatives, but it is not necessary as the probiotic itself is acting as an antimicrobial agent and it is not showing any change in the taste or smell.
Then have you checked the economical feasibility of this product compared to natural milk?
Economic feasibility in the sense you're saying that the cost and the cost effective
Cost,
process.
yes.
Yes, ma'am. It is when we coming to the part of milk, it is slightly economically it is cost effective because we cannot get cotton seed in less amount, but if we get the cotton seed we can provide the production process when we coming to the production based comparatively the yogurt that is produced from the milk is having very less shelf life comparing the cotton seed that we have taken. The shelf life of the milk yogurt is being for 2 to 3 days only. After that, we cannot use it. But cotton seed, it is having shelf life up to 14 days. So, more or less, it is though the cost is high for the cotton seed buying. The production and the product that we are obtaining is showing high shelf life period.
Okay, Divya, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Madam, my slides are open now. Oh. Now it's ready. Just a minute. Okay. Madam, now it's okay. Madam, now ready? Okay. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. It's my great privilege to present my research work entitled One Pot Multi-Component Synthesis Protocol for the Synthesis of Chromium Derivatives. I am Nimshad Girdi, a research scholar from the Department of Chemistry, Christ College, Iringalakka. And this work has been carried out under the valuable guidance of Dr. Arunas, Assistant Professor of this same college. Multi-component reactions are one-pot single-step reactions involving 3 or more different starting material. In this reaction, all or most of the reactant atoms are incorporated into the final product, resulting in a high atom economy and minimal waste generation. An ideal synthesis is one that is simple, safe, selective, high yielding, and environmentally benign. Multi-component reactions are effectively satisfy all these criteria and hence are considered ideal reactions in modern organic synthesis. Heterocyclic compounds play a central role in organic and medicinal chemistry. Small heterocyclic rings are frequently used as a starting material for constructing complex molecular architectures and also serve as a valuable synthetic target. Multi-component reactions are significantly reduce the need for protecting group, improve atom economy, and play a vital role in the discovery of lead compounds in pharmaceutical and drug-based research. The efficiency of chemical reactions depends not only on yield and element selective, but also on how well it complies with the principles of green chemistry. The principles such as waste prevention, atom economy, safety, and energy efficiency must be considered alongside product yield. Chromine are broadly classified into 2H chromine and 4H chromine. In 2H chromine, the carbon atom in position 2 participates in double bond formation or substitution, whereas 4H chromines, the double bond is located in 4th position. 4H chromine include favons derivatives are abundantly present in natural product. The proven health benefits associated with these compounds further enhance the importance in biological and pharmaceutical research. The primary objective of the present study is to develop a green one-pot multi-component synthetic protocol for the synthesis of chromium derivatives using easily accessible starting material, potassium carbonate as a mild, low-cost and eco-friendly catalyst, mild reaction condition with the minimal solvent usage. In this work, the substituted aromatic aldehyde, 2-naphthol and malonitrile were reacted together in a single reaction vessel in presence of potassium carbonate. The reactions was carried out at approximately 80 degrees Celsius, leading to the formation of substituted chromium derivatives in good and to excellent yield. As an example, a chloro-substituted chromium derivative was synthesized with a yield of about 90%, demonstrating the efficiency of developed protocol. The reactions proceed through a plausible multi-step mechanism. Initially, the malonitrile undergo a nominal condensation with an aromatic aldehyde under a basic condition to form an activated olefin intermediate. Subsequently, 2-naphthol participates in Michael addition to this intermediate. This followed by intramolecular cyclization, resulting in ring closure and formation of the chromium skeleton. Finally, tautomerization leads to the formation of a stable chromium derivatives. The synthesized chromium derivatives was characterized by using IR spectroscopy, proton NMR, and carbon-13 NMR and mass spectroscopy. The presence of characteristic functional group absorption and well resolved NMR signal confirmed the successful formation of the chromium framework. These are as part of my study, 10 different chromium derivatives are synthesized in our laboratory. These are the picture of the 10 different chromium derivatives. Finally, in conclusion, a simple, efficient, and environment-friendly one-pot multi-component method for the synthesis of chromium derivative has been synthesized, successfully developed. The protocol offers high yield, mild reaction condition operational simplicity, and excellent atom economy. Due to these advantages, the method has potentially established in medicinal chemistry, and further biological evaluation of the synthesized chromium can be explored in future studies. Thank you.
Okay. Namshad,
Yes.
Why you selected this chromium? Is there any specific reason?
Chromium novelty of this compound is green.
Sorry?
Chromium is very biologically important compound.
Okay.
It acted against anti-microbial, anti-cancer, Alzheimer's. It is very useful in pharmaceutical industry.
Okay, you are going to prepare an anti-cancer drug from that compound.
And this, it has not been explored in this study, but it will be part of our future work.
Okay. Then why you have prepared chlorine substituted chromium. Then among various halogens, why you selected that chlorine?
Chlorine and bromine also used for my study, and these are chlorine, bromine, and the NO2 group are electron withdrawing, and electron withdrawing group give more yield. That is why
that's why you got 90% yield.
90% yield.
Okay, Namshad. All the very best for your future work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ramya, research scholar, doing my PhD under the guidance of Dr. Arunesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Christ College, Irinalakuda. Today I am going to talk about a part of my research entitled "A Sustainable Green Synthetic Method for the Efficient Synthesis of Beta-amino carbonyl scaffolds." This multi-component reactions and green chemistry. Multi-component reactions, generally 3 or more commercially available or easily accessible starting materials are combined in a sequential manner to form a product in which almost all of the starting compounds are converted into the newly formed product. This multi-component reaction, this is an important part of organic chemistry, which come under green chemistry principles, and these are useful for the preparation of desired molecule in medicinal chemistry. And this MCR come under green chemistry, and almost obey all the principles of green chemistry, like waste prevention, atom economy, less hazardous synthesis, safe chemicals, benign solvents, energy efficiency, renewable feedstocks, reduce use of derivatives, catalysis, design for degradation, and real-time analysis, inherently safe chemistry. This MCR obey almost all the principles of green chemistry. And today, in this presentation, I am going to talk about the multi-component reactions of beta-acetamidoketone derivatives. These beta-acetamidoketones are versatile intermediate and useful building blocks for the synthesis of other organic molecules like 1,3-amino alcohols, several antibiotic drugs, and synthesis of various bioactive molecules. And synthesis of substituted beta-acetamidoketone derivatives via multi-component reaction. Here, a series of beta-acetamidoketones have been synthesized via green one-pot multi-component reactions between variously substituted aromatic aldehyde and inositol ketones, acetyl chloride, and acetonitrile as a solvent in presence of ammonium fluoride catalyst to form variously substituted beta-acetamidoketones. And optimization of this catalyst for the synthesis of beta-acetamidoketone derivatives. Initially, this reaction is carried out with no catalyst at room temperature, but even after increasing this reaction temperature to 60 and 80 degrees Celsius, the desired product could not be obtained. So, in order for this reaction to proceed, a catalyst use is essential. And we have carried out this optimization of this catalyst. This catalyst was initially carried out with 5 to 35 mole percentage of catalyst was loaded for this reaction, and this reaction does not proceed at room temperature with no catalyst. But after adding 5 mole percentage of catalyst, there is a small amount of product yield was formed, and by adding further 5 mole, this yield subsequently increases. And from these findings, this 30 mole percentage of catalyst give maximum yield of product. But by after adding another 5 mole, there is no substantial increase in the reaction rate. And from this, it is clear that this 30 mole percentage of the catalyst is essential for this reaction to proceed. And in order to expand the scope of this reaction, or to develop the synthesis procedure, we have synthesized variously substituted beta acetamidoketone via this base reaction of this variously substituted aromatic aldehyde and enolysable ketones and acetyl chloride and acetonitrile, which act as a solvent and also a reagent in presence of ammonium fluoride catalyst. And we have synthesized nearly 12 beta acetamidoketones in our lab, and all these products were obtained in excellent yield. And these are the various beta acetamidoketones that I have synthesized in our lab. And this is the mechanism. And this reaction is initiated by the complexation of this catalyst with this ketone substance. And this ketone is converted into its enolic form. And this enol is then attacked with this substituted aldehydic moiety. And so alpha substituted enolate anion is formed. And to this, acetyl chloride is added. And this acetoxy group is easily replaced by the nucleophilic nitrogen from this acetonitrile to form a stable intermediate, and by adding water to this, form a stable beta acetamidoketone. And these are the spectral elucidation of one of the compound that I have synthesized. This is the IR spectra, and this is NMR, C13, and mass spectra. All these spectral elucidation proves that the synthesized compound are obtained in very good yield, pure form. And these are the classes of drugs identified from CMC database. And according to this, CMC clean means that the synthesized compound is safe and consistent. And qualifying and preferred ranges of various physicochemical properties. And for a synthesized compound to act as a drug, this log P value between -0.4 and 5.6, the molecular weight should be greater than 160, and TPSA should be less than 150. And the physicochemical parameters of the synthesized beta aminocarbonyl compounds have been calculated with the help of mole inspiration property services. And these are and from these findings, it can be clear that the synthesized beta acetamidoketone have a great future in medchem industry. And finally, my conclusion: an efficient, eco-friendly, cost-effective one-port multi-component reaction for the synthesis of substituted beta acetamidoketone derivatives. These scaffolds are useful in the synthesis of precursors of drug-like molecules. The calculated drug likeness parameters of the scaffolds indicate that this have a great future in medchem research. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ramya, for your informative presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I have few questions.
Okay.
You have prepared so many substituted compounds. Okay. Did you find any correlation between the nature of the substituent and the yield of the final product?
Generally, this electron withdrawing substituents like chlorine, bromine, these have given very high yield comparing to electron donating group.
Okay. But here all are electron withdrawing groups. Okay. Okay, then you have mentioned about enol existence of enol form. Then
Yes. In the
what
mechanism?
stability of that final product? Can you comment on the stability?
Oh.
Is there any chance for keto-enol tautomerism?
In this form?
Final product, yes.
Eternal, no way.
Okay, Remit.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
All the best, very best for your future research. Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
ഒരു സംശയം ചോദിക്കട്ടെ, അത് ഈ നാളത്തെ ആൾക്കാരുടെയും കൂടെ കൂട്ടിയിട്ടാണോ? നാളെ ഓൺലൈനായിട്ട് കുറച്ച് പേരില്ലേ? ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ ഇവര് ക്ലബ് ചെയ്തിട്ടല്ലേ റിസൾട്ട് ഇട്ടണ്ടേ? ഒറ്റ ഒരെണ്ണല്ലേ ബെസ്റ്റ്? ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ, ശരി മിസ്സേ. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? കാറ്റഗറി ഉണ്ടോ? ഓക്കെ 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 ശരി മിസ്, നാളെ വന്നേക്കാം. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ശരി മിസ്, താങ്ക് യു.